Hi guys, my name is Akshay and I am a manifestation coach. All my contact info is in the description. Today I'm going to share a wonderful success story with you guys. And yes, it's about manifesting a specific person. I know you guys love that topic. As a manifestation coach, it gives me great joy and satisfaction to see my students win. And I was really rooting for this person. So I'm very happy today to share her success story with you. A bit of a background on her. I can't tell you much. She lives in the continent of North America, but originally she's from some other part of the world. But she's been living there for a while. So here we go. My journey has been about self-concept, parallel realities, rewiring the brain, and everyone is you pushed out. I had to do a whole 180 on myself mostly, and inner world practices and a lot of self-work basically. I have never been successful in relationships. I had many men after me. I have never had self-esteem problems. I'm a great person and a catch, but as soon as I liked someone back, my fear got in the way and I would sabotage everything. And I used to blame it on the guys. And I'm in my 30s. I met a wonderful man in 2021. At first, I knew he liked me, but he was slightly distant. Once I let my fear get in the way, I noticed a pattern in this area of my life, so I decided I have to stop with my BS. There's something in me that needs changing. This man treated me with love and respect and even told me he wants to marry me but didn't take the action. This triggered a fear in me again. So every time he told me he loves me and wants to get married, my brain would say, so why aren't you proposing to me? And that is exactly what was manifesting. Every time I changed my thoughts, the 3D would show me no movement. I would go back to my old self, my old reality. And that's what was manifesting. Not to mention, my family and friends pressured me, so I couldn't focus on my inner world. My family and friends pressured me. That is an understatement. Okay, I remember talking to this person, and in some cultures, the pressure from family, relatives, and just the social pressure to get married can be immense. It gives people who are unmarried a sort of an inferiority complex almost. And it kind of affects the parents' status in society. So if you've been able to get your kid married, then you're a good parent. And if you haven't been able to do that, then basically the parents feel shame when they go to social events because everybody asks them, when is your kid getting married, and so on. So I don't know what exactly the situation was with her parents, but yes, there was a lot of pressure from them. Not to mention, my family and friends pressured me, so I couldn't focus on my inner world. So on one hand, she's juggling with the disappointment of not getting commitment from the SP, and she's dealing with those emotions and those fears because her blueprint was that when I like somebody, I don't get them, I sabotage everything, it doesn't work out. So she's already dealing with that. And on the other hand, the parents are like, when will you get married? When will you get married? When will you get married? And there's so much pressure, right? So one day I told him that I need to move on because I want someone who will take action and not just speak words about marriage. I told him that if he decides to take action, he can call me, but I won't promise that I'll still be single. This was the toughest thing I had to do, but I knew I had to dissipate the unmarried version of myself and the old version of my SP by pure focus. So dissipate as in let go, vanish the unmarried version of her and the old version, the not committed version of the SP by pure focus. This is the tipping point in manifestation. Okay, it is The will to let go of what you have but don't want, in order to get what you want but don't yet have it. Did you understand? So what she was getting in her relationship was half-ass commitment and a relationship that is stuck in limbo, right? So she had to be willing to let go of this reality, and that can feel so scary, because how can I let go of this reality? So please don't get me wrong, don't go and break up with your SP or block all of your SPs immediately because, oh my God, you have to let go of them. No, I'm not telling that, okay? If you need further advice on this matter, you can ask me in the comments section, or if you really want to work with me one-on-one, all my contact info is in the descriptions. But please don't randomly go and block your SPs and stop talking to them, okay? As I said, the tipping point in manifestation, this is the place where you start winning, when you stop accepting breadcrumbs and you stop accepting the reality and you stop reacting to the reality wherein you don't have what you want, and it can be really scary to let go. Can you imagine? The SP is there, he's telling her sometimes that he loves her, wants to marry her, but hasn't taken action, and she's like, I need to move on. Can you imagine? Like, there's hope there. So it was a very difficult decision for her, and I'm sure it was difficult emotionally as well. This was the toughest thing I had to do, but I knew I had to dissipate the unmarried version of myself and the old version of my SP by pure focus. The next 2.5 months were the hardest for me. I spent 1 month missing him and feeling sad. I was even thinking maybe I should manifest someone new and have a fresh start. But every time I tried to imagine someone ideal, someone new, my SP would pop up in my head. This gave me a sign that I won't give up on the SP. I have to do this for myself. Even if SP comes back, I'll have a choice to proceed with him or someone else, but I have to focus on myself as being married to my love. If I can do this, I can do anything. The next month and a half was very focused and diligent. She was very focused and diligent. I treated it like a fat camp. I had a routine, no old versions, and only my dream reality, no matter what. My technique of choice was affirmations, which are just focused thoughts, and the telephone technique, since I am a poor visualizer. I previously noticed my weakness in deliberate manifestation was consistency. So I told myself that I'm going to do it until it shows up. Persist in an assumption until it hardens into fact. Consistency, mental diet, and discipline. Wow, I really love these ingredients. Highly underrated, but the key ingredients for a successful manifestation, guys. Consistency, persistence, discipline, these are so underrated. Every night before bed, during the telephone technique practice, I heard myself tell my sister, I can't believe I'm married. And my sister would respond, I know. During the day, I watched my thoughts and only let myself have good thoughts. It's not easy at first because your brain is habitual and doesn't want to change. But you have to keep going. I had some ups and downs, but I made sure I kept my mind in check and practiced every day and night. Then one day, after 2.5 months of no contact with SP, he called me and told me that he couldn't live without me. He had his own fears that he couldn't admit to himself, and he will prove his love to me, and that being married to me is the best thing that could happen in his life. He proposed, and we were married 6 months later and had a beautiful wedding 4 months later. So they had a big grand celebration 4 months later. Okay. Thank you, Akshay. I always remember his words when I was sad and anxious. Anxiety is anxious of me. Akshay teaches us not to let fear get in the way, because fear is just an emotion. Let it come through and pass by. You don't have to believe it. Akshay also taught me to focus on the positives of a relationship, because whatever you focus on grows. There is always movement in the background, even if you don't see it. I didn't hear or see anything from my SP, but the movement was happening with him. My advice: keep your focus on your goal. Get rid of your old reality, your old version, and the version of your SP, money, object, anything. Okay? Make a routine and stick to it. Mine was telephone technique and affirmative thoughts. Outside the routine, stay positive and stay faithful. If you have a bad day, it won't ruin your manifestation. Wow, this is gold. Let yourself have a bad day, cry or do whatever you need to do, but then go back to your goal whenever you feel better. Be consistent and persist until it happens. From single and in no contact to married in 6 months. That is what she chose to title her story. So yes, I was there to help her when she was feeling bad and confused and whatnot. But this person really worked on herself. As manifestation coaches, how much time do we get with you? If you choose to do 2-3 sessions, maybe that's 2-3-4 hours max. But the rest of the time, it is you who has to stay consistent and disciplined and persistent, guys. So this person did all the work. She was afraid that the relationship will not work out. She came up with the courage to say no to her current reality by begging and pleading and chasing the SP. We don't manifest love like that. She actually mustered the courage to tell her SP that this is not working out, man. This is not how I see us both. And then she obviously emotionally she was torn. But she had discipline and consistency, which is important. And watching 100 manifestation videos a day or 200 manifestation TikToks and shorts and reels a day is not discipline. It takes courage to step out of the familiar, even though you might not like how you are, your brain is, how your reality is right now. It tends to pull us back. We tend to drop back into the old patterns because they are familiar. So it takes conviction, persistence to break them. And this is something that you have to execute in your own time. So I hope that you derived inspiration and motivation and value from this success story, and that you will be consistent and persistent and win. And if you need help, you will go to a person, a manifestation coach with good experience of your choice. Could be anybody in the world whom you resonate with. It's better than going to somebody who knows what they're talking about. It shaves years and months of your learning curve. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, unleash the power within you. And remember that if I said it, I already did it. Thank you.